Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Me and Lewis, we're back on. How we doing, mate?
Oh, couldn't be better, man. Had a nice little weekend, just like detaching and just relaxing. It's felt like the quietest period I've had following Chelsea in years,
Quiet in what
especially from a
sense?
streaming news perspective. It's just the same things on repeat.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it does really quiet. I feel like there's quite a lot going on.
Some outgoings from like Monday onwards, but I mean like the weekend in general. Just literally
Okay, yeah. I'm with you.
Weekend towards the end of last week.
I mean, to be fair, I was saying this earlier. Our window like this, as we've had like this flow. It's been just steady. It's been like that gradual little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, and then you're going, oh, okay. Then you got Broha, then you got Ugachukwu, then you got Dewsbury Hall. There's always something going on as far as I'm concerned. Maybe not from like a streaming perspective, but on a weekly basis, we're getting something done every week.
Yeah.
And it's good. I mean, it's productive as hell. And I'm hoping we can keep it up. That's what I want to see. So if we can maintain that level of productivity, and obviously we've got a couple of players we're looking at bringing in, which we're going to speak about, Simmons and Garnacho. We've obviously got to raise some funds as well. I think this could be one of the best transfer windows I've seen in a long time.
We've already made the 60 million we were meant to make. It's just now we're just tripling it. Apparently we've made 100 to 150 already, or like 200. And I think there's another 150 potentially on the way in the next month. We could even have a Sterling bidding war if these sources are correct.
Well, we've raised, and this is via the Athletic, and I don't even know if this accounts for Ugachukwu, Broha, and Dewsbury Hall. It says we've made 136 million, and the second highest selling team after us is Liverpool, 114. So if that doesn't account for the other transfers, then we're already basically crossing that 200 million pound mark. If it is, then you'd still say we'll probably get close because there's other players that we can get rid of. This isn't the first. This is yeah. I remember when we got rid of Mendy, Koulibaly, Mount, Havertz. That was one of the best clear outs I've ever seen. And I'm not going to say this. Do you think this is more impressive so far?
You won't know to us. Oh, nah, actually, no. Getting rid of like Mount and Havertz for the amount that we made was crazy. Yeah, getting the money back on Koulibaly,
52 mil for Madueke.
I know, but even then, you got more for what I think was a worse player in Havertz when he left us. Like, you know how much I didn't
worse than Madueke.
Yeah. Noni, I've never thought was garbage. I've never thought I actively can't wait until you're gone from my club. I've just thought you're all right. You're a bit too inconsistent for my liking, but you're all right. So, like, getting the money rid for what we did. Also, Mount with a year left on his contract, we pulled 50 million out of that. Like, I think it was a lot more impressive, especially because we were 12th. Our squad looked rubbed out them days. The squad don't look as crap now. Yeah, we are getting rid of fringe players and all that, but there are players that realistically look like they could do well at another club. Like, I look at Disassi. I think if he's playing at a team that defends regularly and like sits deep, I think he'd be a great option for certain teams. You're looking at Chukwuemeka. The fact that we've lowered our valuation of him might mean that we can finally just let him go and let him flourish somewhere without just sitting on a bench every week. Like, the only question marks are just Chilwell and Sterling. And they're all solely financial. And even Sterling has suitors. We've got like 3 London clubs in for him. We might actually get rid of him this time.
It's West Ham. That was one of the names that came up. I mean, I'm not really
sure.
West
Ham, Palace, Fulham, and I think we need to make 18 million to get book value for him.
You think we're going to get that?
It really depends on their desperation. The fact that there's 3 clubs might mean someone decides to take a punt and drop a bid on him. But we don't know Sterling's situation with his wages. We don't know whether he'll agree to lower them or not.
I don't think he will, to be honest with you. I don't think he will.
Can't blame him.
No, I don't. I honestly would be very happy with another Arsenal. It was the best 100K a week we've ever saved in our life, as far as I'm concerned. People go, well, you're still paying 225K, but we saved 100. every week, and that means more to me. Just get rid of this guy at whatever cost. But I mean, to go back to book value, 18 million, I would accept 10. I think 10's fair. 10 gives him a bit of flexibility to maybe give him a slightly higher wage as well. And he's got what, 2 years left on his deal. So
I don't think the
longer
owners would though.
What's that, mate?
I don't think the owners would though. Like, as much as I hear it, they're gonna think we could just loan him for 2 years for 5 million each and just get the 10 million.
No, but they're losing money on wages.
I know, but like the wages, we're saying that could be something that just won't go through anyway.
I mean, if you're telling me that we're going to cover some of his wages, then that completely sort of dilutes.
Yeah, but then it only works on a loan perspective. The whole wage thing's just jarring.
I mean, we get all the money that we'd make from the loan move, we would just be spending on his wages anyway. It would be pointless.
Depends on the amount. Like if it's a 100,
we wouldn't necessarily be losing money, but we wouldn't make any.
Yeah, like it would be very like minor bits of profit, if that, because I don't think 100K a week for like 12 months, that wouldn't necessarily like take as much off that transfer fee. But they are just going to look at how they can balance the books as much as possible with that.
Of course.
That's why I think they genuinely just won't sell unless they get 18 million minimum.
That's fair. That is fair. I mean, yeah, I think that's going to be a difficult one. I mean, he's 30 now. Chilwell's 28, so he's still young enough, like for teams to look at him. But the problem with Chilwell is injury prone. I can see us getting an easy loan. I just struggle again with a permanent deal. Do we know what the book value is for Chilwell? What do we pay for him? 50?
50, but we gave him a new contract, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
I'm really not. It would all come down to wages within that contract, which means you could probably sell him for about under 10 mil.
That's a fair deal. That's a fair deal. If you can get 20 mil for Sterling and Chilwell, I think people would be more impressed by anything just because you've been able to get their wages off the books. But the only names that you think can actually pay that money is an MLS side or a Saudi side. And I genuinely don't see either of those players going to Saudi. I could see Chilwell going to the MLS. I could see him in America. Like he just seems like he would get on well there. But I think Sterling just wants to be in London, mate. I honestly believe that it's perfect for him. He's getting massive money. He's getting Saudi money in London with his family at a top established Premier League club. The only thing he's missing is he's not going to play. So if he wants to play,
just the minutes, isn't it?
That's all it is. So yeah, I agree. Those are going to be difficult ones, but hey, we'll see. Fingers crossed. But you know what, Lewis? The one I really want to talk about is Garnacho, mate. And Garnacho, you know what? We had a conversation in January. It got clipped on the podcast. I don't know if you've seen that clip.
Yeah, I saw that.
I only know because I got tagged in it.
Venting and muttering to myself on the podcast about us being linked to Garnacho on deadline day.
Oh, it was great. Honestly, it was brilliant. And do you know what? To be fair, Lewis, I might as well pull it up so people know what I'm talking about. This is what Lewis had to say in January. We spoke about Garnacho. This is what he had to say.
Was that Tobes? Oh my gosh!
I don't think we should sign Garnacho in January. I do.
January, didn't even need that.
No, leave that January bit out. What we need to do is
in the summer, if he was to improve. Hang on a second.
Fair play. We found a way to downgrade on Mudryk.
Do you stand by that? Mudryk's a better player than Garnacho.
From what I've seen, still, yeah. Mudryk was a more consistent passer, which I think is a more consistent attribute than anything I've seen from Garnacho.
I think that's so harsh on Garnacho, but I understand what you're trying to say. Like, I do think that this season Garnacho has been a lot worse than he was the prior season, but I always think that he was a player that was just better under Ten Hag. I think under Amorim he's been horrendous, but I think under Ten Hag, like whenever I watch United, I think back to a couple of, a small handful of games that I watched, and even when they struggled as a team or they dropped points, I just think, obviously we know Fernandes, he's one of their bright sparks, but I always thought like you can get a moment out of Garnacho. And if you're in such an environment as a player, and we kind of go to more of a humane perspective, you're literally at the most toxic football club in the world with the most press. The one of the biggest stadiums, horrendous facilities if you compare it to other clubs in terms of how they're investing into the clubs. All your owners care about is money. The fans are pretty horrible, if we're honest. Like, Old Trafford's not fun to play at. There's not really anything positive about being at Man United except the paycheck. But then I look at the paycheck. That's not even good. He's on 45k a week, which for a Premier League footballer is actually quite low. I mean, that's the same as Malagusto, which would surprise a lot of people. So I can totally understand why Garnacho wants to leave, why he doesn't want to be there. That doesn't excuse what he did with the Aston Villa shirt, because I do think that was really poor and that was out of order. But I will say this, Lewis. At some point, you keep poking, someone's going to poke back, right? And I do think that that's just a response from him to basically being hated by the fan base as a whole. And he probably thinks, I'm sick and tired of it. I want to leave. And that's maybe his way of forcing his way out of the club.
I think he just fell out with Amorim, if anything.
Like, I mean, that's even worse, isn't it?
Minutes towards the end. Yeah. And look, my opinion on Garnacho hasn't changed, even though now I accept that I think he's going to be a Chelsea player by the end of this window. The only thing I'll say is, I said this on my channel, I said it on Troops earlier, and we've criticized Clearlake and the sporting directors a lot, and deservedly so. I still think the last two windows we could have handled better. I still think there's been some questionable decisions in terms of outgoings, incomings, managerial appointments, all of that. But ultimately, in spite of my thoughts of the last two windows, they got top four. They were always competing for top four. The manager that they picked got top four, got a Conference League, and then overachieved and won the World Cup. All with the squad that we've all criticized a lot of these players at certain periods. We've all given up on certain players throughout a lot of this period. And we've just seen all of them show up and just get a World Cup. I'm now at the point where, if we're going to be as critical of Clearlake as we were, I was someone who was critical where I saw the right point, but I was never really pushing it too much. By the time I went to the protest,
you weren't anti-ownership. You were on the recruitment and the board. I was ownership. Yeah. That's the main thing.
But ultimately, with all of that, what they're doing is working. It's progressing. We are moving up the table. I think that this team can contend for the league next season. So if this is the case of a squad full of players that have all been criticized and all have been inexperienced at a certain point, if they want to go and get Garnacho and die on the hill of it, I can't say too much because we're very quick to criticize them. We're very quick to do the protest. We also have to be just as quick to give them the praise where it's deserved and also let them cook a little bit. Ultimately, the one thing I'll say about this Garnacho transfer, nothing to do with him as a player because I stand by my opinions of him, but just for
those people who don't know your opinion.
Don't rate him. I don't rate him at all. I think he's only good at ball carrying, and I don't think he's got any other attribute that he can bring to us. But the transfer seems like it's a very easy transfer to deal with. It's a low fee. We're looking at 20 to 30 million, or maybe a loan with an option to buy. The wages are easy. He's going in as depth. He's not going to be taking away anyone's minutes unless he rightfully deserves it. And again, Clearlake kind of have the right to cook after literally going and getting a World Cup that nobody expected us to go and get. So, look, the wages aren't a problem. The fee's not a problem. I get the profile. I don't think he's the right guy in terms of the profile, but I get you're looking for a direct winger. Bring him in if you want to bring him in, and I'll give him a chance the same way I give everybody a chance. But I'm not going to try and act like I now understand why we're going in for him. I've just accepted that it's going to happen. I can see the route for it.
So okay, you've accepted that it could potentially happen. There's a good chance. Surely you have to understand the benefits, right?
I just think it's a player that if he doesn't do well for us, we can just end up getting our money back.
Okay, so all right. So from a financial point of view, it's a good investment, right? 20 to 30, by the way, is exceptional. I remember when we spoke in January, I said if we can get him for around basically the same amount, I'd be happy. And a lot of people still didn't agree with it at that moment in time. Now, the other option is, which I don't think we're going to do, is you try and almost con Man United into having another Jadon Sancho deal where you've got a sort of option to buy, and that way you can sort of test the waters. But I don't see that happening whatsoever. I think they are going to be looking for a permanent exit. But just going on that fee, if we are looking at a number as low as 20 to 30 million, which is even lower than I expected, I thought it would be 30. My prediction was 30 to 35, just off the top of my head, but 25, I thought, what a steal. Why would United accept that when they got an offer of 45 million from Napoli in January, which I think, by the way, they were idiots to turn that down. I mean, that was a great offer.
Garnacho didn't want it either, though.
No, that's fair enough. But did Garnacho reject them? Is that what happened? I didn't know.
No, but his priority's always been the Premier League. Now he's also given Chelsea his ultimate priority.
That's fair. I didn't know that about Napoli. I mean, the point still stands, though, right? United could have tried to push him out of the door and get the fee, and maybe something could have happened. It's not like joining the Serie A Champions is a bad thing. Like it's a good club to go to. It's a respectable move. But yeah, man, I'm all for this deal at the right price. That's always been my stance. I think that my cap would have been 35. 35 is my ultimate cap. Any more than that, I do feel like we're overspending. So if you told me that we signed Garnacho tomorrow for 30 million, I wouldn't complain. I'd actually be quite happy with it. I think that it improves the squad. I think it makes us better. I think that it offers something a little bit different. And I think that you're protecting your investment as well, because he's 21 years old. You get him on a 7-year contract. You get one good season from him. Your value is instantly doubled. You know how much the inflation is in this market. You're getting Broha for like 20 million to Burnley. I mean, they haven't released the figures, but that's what we're hearing. It's around that mark. You got all these players. You got 65 million pounds being quoted for Jackson. You got all these. I mean, the money's insane this window. So it's only going to go up. It's not going to go the other way. And we haven't exactly proven to be incompetent when signing these guys, even if we do think they're bums. And there's no doubt, Lewis, that at certain times, Garnacho has been the epitome of a bum. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But it comes back to the reality, which Chelsea fans, obviously, we get sick and tired of talking about it, because that's literally the story of Chelsea, signing young players with potential. But it's the truth. It's the reality of our model, and the potential is there because it can be fulfilled. And even if it's not fulfilled 100%, you said it yourself, Lewis, we might even make a profit, but we're not going to lose money on this. And I just don't see how it impacts us negatively. And worst case, he doesn't perform, you just fuck him off anyway. You've got other players who can play in that position. You remember when we had Thomas Tuchel, right? And you look at the depth that we had. We had Ziyech and Pulisic complaining they didn't have any minutes. Hudson-Odoi as well. Like all these guys, really good footballers, who ultimately couldn't get into our team. But nobody gave a fuck because we were winning. And that was our Champions League squad when we ended up winning. And then we only improved on that depth. It didn't get worse. And we almost found that bringing in Lukaku, we thought was the final piece of the jigsaw, actually made us worse. But the point still stands. We had so much depth. So again, it's better, in my opinion, to have more good quality players than less, as long as you can still find that balance. We're not sitting here saying we want to extend the dressing room to 30 players like it was with Potter. It's not like that. Yeah, but if you think that there's one player you can get as an opportunistic signing, I think Garnacho ticks those boxes.
See, I hear it in terms of just you can either flip him or keep him as depth. And I've said all year that with the World Cup coming up, we have to look at keeping as many good numbers as possible, like dependable numbers as possible. So again, Garnacho as depth. Look, I hear it. I still don't think he's the right guy for it, because I think there would have been like better options out there still, like a Malik Fofana, for example. But it seems like this has been the choice that we made, and it's also because he's the cheapest option. The cheapest option means the easiest book value to potentially sell him for in a year or two's time. If he does well, that's even more profit on top. If not, you just get that money back or a bit of profit and you keep it stepping. That's where I can understand it. The whole thing of the Garnacho thing, like I've come to accept it a lot. It's just I'm still not changing the fact that I don't rate him as a player right now. He hasn't done anything to impress me or to make me think this is a promising signing. It's all up to him to show me that. And I'll let him. I'm not going to Garnacho out from minute one. I'll give him a chance. I'll give him time. I'll let him I'll treat him like any other player. I'm not going to treat him any differently, but I'm not with it. Just not with it. It's only because of how the year's gone. The fact that we've won 2 trophies, we've conquered the world, the belief in the club is at an all-time high. I think we can still contend for all trophies with or without Garnacho in the squad. That's why I don't mind. It's not a difficult deal financially. It's not someone that's going to ruin any minutes. Even the idea of him ruining the dressing room is a bit over the top because, like, what is a 20-year-old Garnacho really going to do to try and, like, ruin the vibes in the dressing room anyway? There's no chance of it happening. It's just, he's mid. He's just mid. Until he shows me anything else, he's just mid. And, like, I don't want to do the whole copium thing that Arsenal fans do when they get one of our players, just be like, I see what Arteta's doing. I see what Arteta's doing. Havertz got ruined at Chelsea and all of that. You show me that Manchester United was the problem. You show me that there is a quality talent in there. I'll back you like I back everybody else. But you got to show me. You have to. I
mean, United's a pretty unique club. I mean, you have to admit that it's not of like it's a good argument, mate. When
I hear it, but it's like
it's the most toxic club in world football.
And I hear all of that, but ultimately, every situation isn't the same like that. It's not the same with like Rashford. It's not the same as with Sancho. You can only show me that on the pitch. So just show me on the pitch. You're going to be a Chelsea player. I've come to accept it. It is what it is. Just show me that your level's different to what I've seen at United, and cool. I don't need like a run of 10 great games in a row. Hit the ground running like Sancho did. Like, get 3 goal contributions in your first 3 games. Just contribute. Be a positive impact on the team. Great. That's all I need.
I do think that Garnacho's shown that he's good enough to be a part of our squad. I don't think he showed that this season. I think he showed that the season before when he broke through under Ten Hag and started getting, a lot more minutes. But that being said, you need to find that consistency. My thing has always been this. You have to look at it from more of just like a human perspective rather than a football perspective, because it's all great looking at stats, and don't get me wrong, I love a good stat, mate, but I'm looking at a 21-year-old who's been at one of the biggest establishments in the world under significant pressure in a very fucking tough environment, and he's been able to perform to a certain level. Now, you give that a number out of 10, I'll let everyone decide for themselves. But I'm telling you that if this guy comes into an environment like Chelsea with better players around him, a football club that's on the up, not the opposite way around, because United ultimately have been on the downtrend for a number of years. Young talent, players that he can relate to in a system that hopefully he can thrive in more. Because United have never really been able to play the type of football that Maresca's played. I mean, they've tried to, but it hasn't really worked. So I just think that there's a lot more opportunities for him to thrive as a player, even with limited minutes. There's no doubt in my mind that he can improve. So listen, obviously we could be proved wrong. Like, I'm not on this. I'm certainly not on the hashtag no to Garnacho. I'm not there. And I'm not on.
Yeah, I'll drop that now. That was fine in January when I just thought, ain't no way we're going to do this crap for 60 million. When it's a 2030,
that would have been a joke.
Yeah, like that's another reason why I was so against. I'm like, you're going to do 50, 60 million for this? Are you kidding me? When I need goals. Now it's like, all right, I've seen the whole team improve. For 20, 30 million, whatever. You're getting Javi Simmons in the door as well. Fine. It's easy to deal with.
Yeah, we'll talk about Simmons in a second. I just don't see any negatives to it, man. I really don't. And like, we can complain all we want about Garnacho, but let's not sit here and, I mean, I quite frankly, I think we overpaid for Jamie Gittins for what we're getting. I'm like, he looks like a bright talent. He's a good profile. He's direct. He likes to shoot a lot. So maybe there's some similarities to Madueke, for example. We're replacing that. But people, nobody's spoken about Gittins. Nobody's complained about Gittins. I think we overpaid for him. I also think we overpaid for João Pedro, by the way. I don't think he's worth
overshadowed by the World Cup, isn't it?
100%.
Pedro, though, he's looking like he's worth every penny.
Oh, 100%. But what I'm talking about is at the time, you think he's not really worth that. When he scored 10 goals and 5 of them
João Pedro transfers is why I'm just there like, if you want to get him, I'll let it cook. I'll still retain my opinion of him, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. I've said that. I literally went to the protest, and now here I am 6 months saying Clear Lake, fair enough. You literally listened to that protest where it went in one ear, out the other, and you went and won 2 trophies. All right, cool. Do your thing.
Yes, true.
But that's the thing. I'm fine with being wrong. People think I love being right, like only as much as the next guy. And when it's a Chelsea thing,
hey, Lewis, there's nothing wrong being right. But at the same time, you want to be right about Chelsea being great, not the opposite way around.
Yes, yes, that's the best way to say it.
And well, I mean, I was sort of the opposite this season to you. I thought, what the hell are we doing here? Many times we've come on here and debated everything that's going on. But
hey, look, we had to hold L's on a lot of people this year at any point, like Clear Lake, Maresca. I've just seen Sanchez and Gusto lock up the, PSG in a World Cup final. So you guys go cook. I'm at a point now. I'm just going to sit back. I'll say my piece, but sit back.
Yeah. Were you there outside Stamford Bridge when Lawrence Stewart walked past us? Were you there?
Probably not.
Okay, we were at one game. I can't remember which game it was. And Lawrence Stewart walked past us with his family, and Matt was with us. And Matt was like giving it to him. Matt was giving it to him. But at first it was like jokey. And then as he was walking off, he was like, fuck off. Fucking sign some players. Fucking hell. And I remember like Lawrence Stewart just kept walking, but his missus and all that, they were looking back at us like, fucking hell. Like, calm down. And I thought the amount of abuse that these guys have been through, I think it's I mean, fair play to them for getting through it. It's not easy when you're in such a high profile position. But my problem has never been with the recruitment specifically. It's been with the conditions that they've had to work with in order to get Chelsea to where they are. So yeah, there is a part of me that thinks, because people say, are you willing to apologize to the ownership for what you've said? And I say, no, I'm not, because we still sacrificed 2, arguably 3 years. At one point we thought it was 3 years, 2 years really, of Chelsea's success to get where we are. And I think that could have been avoided. I think that we could have found more of a middle ground to have achieved some short-term success as well. Bearing in mind,
what I think that middle ground was.
Well, I'm talking about signing more experience. You know,
I hear it, but I genuinely just think like we wasted a year with Poch. Just wasted a year.
Oh, I'm not talking about the manager here. I mean, you could certainly talk about the manager as well.
No, I mean, just in case of progression, like, you know, I think a different coach gets us top 4, then we might be competing for the league last season instead of like trying to look at doing it now. But like everything just got pushed back a little bit.
Maybe. I mean, my stance has always been, I just want to see progression, and that's why I didn't really have an issue under Poch, because we finished 12th and then we finished 6th, and then I thought, fucking hell, we're going to finish lower than 6th this season under Maresca. Then we finished 4th, won the 2 trophies as well. I'm like, there's your check boxes there. I've got 3 of them. And I went on TalkSport with Jeff Stelling, and he played back. I think, did he play it back? Or he said to me, he was like, Alex, last time I was on the phone to you, you were saying, sack Maresca. What are you thinking now? And I was like, oh, cheers, mate. Good to be back. But you know what? It's that is the beauty of it. And I don't know what you say, Lewis, but I always say, I'm glad I'm not a pundit, mate. Because ultimately we just go to the games and we give our opinions, and thank God we're wrong, because if we were right all the time, we probably would be in a worse situation than we are
right now. At least we can admit that we're wrong, unlike certain pundits. I still ain't heard Jamie Carragher speak about Chelsea since the final. He ain't said a word.
Yeah. We're toxic. We're signing too many players, all of this and that. You're not going to get an opportunity.
Too many players, not a young and exciting team. Although now it's Liverpool that are the ones like spending all the money, selling their academy graduates and hoarding young players. But hey, what do I know?
Hey, speaking of which, listen, I mean, it's not just Garnacho, though. We've got Xavi Simons potentially coming in as well. I've heard that if this deal sort of doesn't progress, the Athletic come out saying Morgan Rogers' name again. We've heard that one before, but I just don't see why Chelsea prioritise that move when they can save 20-30 million on, Xavi Simons.
City Academy, bro. Speaks for itself. Joe Shields will go out there and be like, no, we'll get Simmons and him just because he's City Academy. Why not? But like, I could see that happen. But that was always going to be something that would be late in the window, similarly with Garnacho, because Villa have been trying to sell everybody but him. That would be a last case scenario for him if they need to raise funds. So I could see us going back to it if Xavi Simmons doesn't go through, but it just seems like a matter of time. The brother's talking like he's basically Chelsea at this point. There's subliminals and all of that. The king has returned on one of his Twitter posts and everything. And like, it seemed personal terms already agreed. We've already got a ton of outgoing sorted. Any day now, I'd expect it to get completed. Honestly, any other day.
I mean, in fairness, Villa haven't really sold anyone. They've only raised, I think, 6 mil. I can't remember who they sold. They signed one player and they've sold one player as well. That's what the Athletic reported. So if they do need to raise funds and they're not able to sell anyone else, there could be a conversation about Morgan Rogers. But
yeah, they've only sold Yazin Ozkan.
I haven't got a clue who he is.
Oh, no, that's an arrival. That's the only player they've brought in. They've sold Kesler Hayden. Oh, brother, I don't know him either. So they've made 7 million and sold 7 million. And that's all their window's been.
So if they need to raise funds, I'm not going to lie. Maybe it is worth waiting until the end of the window just to sniff around and see what's going on. Because I'm not hearing any other names for Xavi Simmons either. I mean, Bayern Munich has popped up, but I'm not really seeing anything concrete.
Priority to Chelsea. Like that.
Didn't Arsenal look at him as well?
Yep, but total priority's been given to Chelsea. They're focused on Eze anyway. They're trying to get that one done first. But what was it? Villa could come in for Jackson if Watkins gets sold. Because like they've been one that's been circling around him all summer. That's another one that could be done late too. Isak, do we know the Isak situation? Sesko goes to Man United. They might end up turning to Jackson instead. And personally, I'm thinking like, let's cut out the middleman, you know? Let's cut out the middleman. You trying to get rid of an unhappy player? We've got a player who's a bit unhappy. Both want a new start. Who needs Liverpool in this situation? They've just ruined your window by getting Ekatike and going for Isak. Let's talk.
We'll give him a discount on Jackson. How about that?
If it gets Isak through the door, have him for free.
Mate,
I like Jackson, but if it's Isak, my East African king, no. Off you go, Jackson. Big up. Bless for the final goal.
Where's Isak from? He's from Sweden.
Eritrea.
He represents Sweden, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, but his heritage is Eritrean. He's got an Eritrean background. I think he was born in Sweden.
Okay, I'm with you. Hey, listen, man. I would take that every day. Although part of me is like, that just fucks everything up for Delap and João Pedro, doesn't it? Bringing in Isak, but
honestly, a way to get Pedro, Delap, and Palmer in the same team and just watch the movies that we make.
I do think that with Isak, we would certainly. I would expect us to compete for the title. I think that we're already going to compete, but I don't think we win it. And I think that the goalkeeper is certainly a problem there.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to give a league position, this is just me being like very sort of frank. I'd probably say like second or third, based on where we are. You know,
my eyes on second.
Yeah, we might do an Arsenal.
Look at all the other teams. Liverpool are the ones where it's like, look, I still want to see how they play because I feel like everyone's running scared of Liverpool and writing the league off, and I'm not really with it now. I've had enough years of being worried about teams above me. Now I'm just like, bring me anybody. I've just seen us dominate a World Cup. And we had one of the best defense in the league already. 4th place with the youngest squad in the league, and they're all going to improve. Bring me anybody. I believe in Chelsea now. So even with that, I still think we can go for the title because ultimately you play Liverpool twice. We had very good games against them last season without all of these additions, and we've strengthened our midfield and strengthened our attack, and our defense has done nothing but improve this season. Bar that, it's about minimizing defeats in the games that you play. We look like we're going to be better against low blocks. We look like we've improved all over the pitch, bar in goal, which I still need to see Sanchez on. That should be enough for us to go for the title. That's why, in spite of Liverpool's window, like, not that worried about them. I want to just do our job. I think we can easily get top 2. We should be getting top 2. Like Manchester City, defensively, I need to see if they've improved before I really like back them and all that. Arsenal, just I never see them as having enough to just cross the line. I really don't. And even Yoker, as I've already said, I've got my questions on him. I want to see how he adapts to life in the Premier League before I really start like thinking, okay, this is a different Arsenal side.
I mean,
Chelsea,
like
though,
dealing with low blocks and things like that.
Low blocks and headers. That brother seems like a transition demon to me.
Yes.
Which, again, will be good in the right games. In the Champions League against the bigger teams in the league, that will be a good thing. You're not playing them every week. And Arsenal's problem was always the low blocks. I don't think Yoker has helped with that.
Yeah, I heard he had a really bad preseason game against Spurs. But, I mean, I'd just take that with a pinch of salt. Nobody cares.
Oh, no, that was just like the whole of Twitter just gegenpressing Yokeres over 12 minutes. It was insane. Like, I've never seen someone get slanted.
12 minutes?
Yeah, bro. Like, everyone was just cooking him because he looked overweight. That was it.
Oh, I thought he would have played like half of the game or something like that. It was only 12. Fucking hell. What
That's another thing as well. I think he's a little bit too clunky for my liking. But the one thing I'll say Yokeres, he's better than all their strikers. He'll bag them goals. He'll get goals. But do I think he'll do like Haaland, Haaland and Salah numbers and all of that? Nah. I think you do more like a Watkins, a Solanke and all of that.
15,
I think that's
20, something like that.
Yeah. Because he ain't getting pens either. There's a hierarchy over there. Saka's going to be taking them.
I think, I think he's a good signing, man. I think he's a good signing. But the thing is, it's like any player. You want players that can come in and basically adapt to different systems. And I feel like we've got options. João Pedro can play a certain way. Delap, great off the bench. I remember against PSG, I thought, my God, like he should have easily scored at least 2. Was that PSG? Yeah, it was PSG, wasn't it? He should have scored at least 2 goals in that game.
And to be fair, this is where you get a rare bit of Garnacho prop. I think them 2 off the bench when we're winning a game and we're trying to like shore up defensively. You put them 2 on the break, I could see something. Because Garnacho's one thing is that he's a great ball carrier in space. He can do the transition role. Delap, he can do the transition role. Them 2 would be great when you're just defending a lead and you just want someone that's going to be a little bit bullish and then just boom forward with the ball.
Do you think Esteval plays regularly this season?
Really depends on his level. I don't know. I'm not expecting too much either from him with his age. And I like with the strength that we've had in terms of our depth, I don't have to rely on him too much either. But I don't know. It's his first season. I'm just going to judge him by how he progresses through the season. I know he's going to get a lot of stick if you don't hit the ground running because we've done baby Neymar prop for the best part of 2 years. But he's still 17, adapting to a new league. If he can break into the team, wow, fair play. If you can't and you're just an option off the bench, all right, learn. It's all good. You've got plenty of time.
That kid is a real deal, man. When he scored against us, I remember just thinking, mate, it's not about doing skills. It's about being able to produce moments that just... Remember that Palmer pass against Newcastle?
Yeah.
Like, that is the moment you just go, oh, my God. And I haven't felt like that in a while. And when I saw that Esteval goal against us, the angle wasn't there. It was the inside, but I was just like, fuck, this guy... He knows where the goal is, mate. He's not scared of playing Cucurella, one of the best left backs in the world. He's got confidence. The only thing he needs is a bit more strength, right? Because in the Prem, you are going to come up against bigger and faster players. But yeah, man, I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good. One thing that was a little bit negative, though, apparently Lavia's injured again. That's what I heard. I was on a stream with Kev earlier.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Well, is it? First day or 2 back in it. Probably isn't even anything that deep.
Well,
Who said he was injured though? I'm not seeing anything on Twitter.
I did a stream with Kev, and everyone was telling me that Lavia was injury.
Is it because of that?
Oh, okay. I'd tell you why. For fuck's sake, I'll tell you what. It's because God. No, that can't be why. Is that what it is?
Is it because of that picture on Instagram? That's
yes, because there's a picture of him lying on a looks like a physio table.
That's Chalobah. That's Chalobah. So just for the reference, just so people can see.
Yeah, that is Chalobah. Yeah, that is Chalobah. Yeah, you're right.
He's even got his Twitter out on the bottom. They're too scared. They're too scared. They want to wrap this guy up in cotton wool. I get it.
Oh, well, screw you, Kev, for making me think that he was injured.
Getting the life out of me.
Yeah, I was like, why doesn't Lewis know this? Fair enough. All right, bit of misinformation there for you.
Thank God. Just stay fit, man. And you know what? It's not even that deep. We got Santos and Asugo. It's all right. Like this season, I don't express too much about anybody bar like the untouchables, your Coles, your Caicedos, your Palmers. Those are the only ones.
I will say this as well, mate. Obviously, we got the Friday. We got the Wednesday thing. Are you going on Wednesday? You're going to do the...
Yeah. I'll go on Wednesday.
I'm not going. I'm not doing that. I've already celebrated, man. I don't know why I need to go and buy a ticket for that. Especially, we've got a game on Friday and Sunday.
Oh, you're going to those two games, aren't you?
Oh,
I just want to see what the event's about. Although apparently, like you're watching them put the Club World Cup trophy in the museum from a screen, which I don't get. But apparently, it's all the players are there. There's going to be a ton of speeches and everything, so
God,
might be worth a little watch.
I mean, fair enough. You know what? I respect it. People who turn up, I respect to you. To be quite frank, can't be bothered. Cannot be bothered. I want to watch the football, mate. If I'm not watching the football in the stadium, I just don't see the point. But big up to everyone, and I'm well done for the achievement. But I mean, I celebrated hard enough in my living room, to be quite frank, when Palmer banged them in. So
I've got another 1,400 days worth of celebrating to go, man.
And you got the WWE bout as well. You got to bring it out. Where is it?
Oh yeah. I left it just because this ain't a rival stream. I can be a little bit more calmer on here. When we were with the rivals, though, world champion, never forget. Knowledge of Kings, all of that. Day 23 of the 1,461 day reign. Up the Chelsea.
Day 23.
Day 23, man. We're doing daily updates. In fact, we're 10 minutes away from me dropping the next one. Thank you for the reminder.
Hey, I love it. I mean, what do you think about the Friday, Sunday games against Milan and Leverkusen?
Good opportunities to see where the team's at, but what I would say is don't get if we look a bit sluggish, if we look a little bit slow, a bit lethargic, if we get bopped off the park or anything, I don't need people doing the sky is falling gimmick immediately after that, because I know there's going to be some bozos that do it. I don't know what to expect. We are playing an AC Milan and Leverkusen side that have already had more weeks on top of us in terms of their preseason training. They might be fitter, they might be more energized, they might have more than us on those days. But if that's the case, I'm just looking at the level of the squad and where we are going into next week, because it's a mad preseason for us. Just 2 weeks, 2 games in a weekend, and then boom, the league season starts. I don't know what to expect. Even the first few league games of the season, I kind of want to say as well, if we're playing the slow, lethargic brand of football that people find boring and everything, I beg people just let it run. Just let it run for a few games until the players get back to speed, because, look, they've only just come back a few days ago. They might still have some sharpness because they played 3 weeks ago. They might not, because they've had a 3-week break. We've never been in this situation before. But after what they've done in America, back the team a little bit. If they start slow, back the team a little bit. Also, if you could slap that in a TikTok, please, because I actually want a lot of people to try and listen to that. Because, yeesh. I know exactly what it will be like if we lose to Milan. Heads will just start going off immediately, because that's what this fan base loves doing. So just back the team a little bit, see them through if it's a bit of a tough start, because I understand why. We expected to be out by the last 16 quarters. We end up going all the way and winning it. Here's what it is.
I do think that it's a bit weird that we've got 2 games in 2 days. I mean, how does that work in terms of rotating? Because usually what you do is you do 45 minutes and then you change it up. Are we just going to do that over 2 days? So we're going to see.
I think that might be it.
2 lineups spread it. But why is it so close? Is that just so that we have a week to recover for Palace, basically? Is that the reason?
It might be just that'll just accelerate the players' sharpness.
I guess.
It might just be one of the other. Like, I don't know if you saw Liverpool a few days ago. They played Bilbao twice in the same day, both at Anfield, both with different 11s, I think.
With the crowd?
Yeah. They had 2 games against Bilbao on the same day.
What?
I know, it's weird, isn't it? They had 2 matches. Well, like my mate was doing 2 back-to-back watch-alongs on them.
Fair play. So like a first team and a second team, something like that.
I'm gonna assume so because I didn't really like lock into what the 11s were.
Maybe. I mean, to be fair, like you got to get creative with anything you can get in terms of recovery, getting sharp.
Yeah, they won the first game 3-2. Marmadashvili, Frimpong, Konate, Endo, Kirkes, Gravenberch, Sobozai, Salah, Wirtz, Gakpo, and Ekatike. That was the first one. Then the second game, yeah, complete change. Woodman, Stevenson, Yoni, Robertson, Robertson centre back, Shimikas, McAllister, Jones, Elliott, Ben Doak, Nunes, and Rio.
Damn.
2 completely different 11s. And I think even the benches were completely different for both games too. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
Hey, fair play. I mean, if that's the reason they're doing, I guess they also want to test out the new ticketing software, which I'm intrigued to see.
The away tickets aren't non-transferable anymore. Thank God.
Yeah, mate. I was straight up, mate. I messaged the Chelsea pitch, not the Chelsea pitch, the Chelsea Supporters Trust. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And they were like, don't worry, we're speaking to Chelsea. Mate, can you imagine how many people wouldn't go to games if it wasn't for that? Because there's a lot of people, let's be honest, who don't get the tickets through the club. They just know people. And to be honest, if you don't know people, you're fucked in the ticket world. I mean, the amount of people who couldn't get home tickets as well. I don't know everyone, but I've heard like names of people. Do you know if everyone managed to get tickets, all the people that usually go, or have we still got a few?
I think that was more of a members problem, innit? And like members were always like a notorious issue for getting tickets. It's just now that everything is transferable, I don't have any problems with the system. Like I like the idea of it. They want to make sure that they know everybody that's going to a game. Yeah, you kind of have to fork out a membership for a year, which might be a bit jarring, but it's a one-time purchase for the year. It's not like a monthly thing. And look, we want to stop touting and everything. If this is a way to make sure everybody they know everybody who's going to the games and you can keep it as Chelsea orientated as possible, it's fine. Just the tickets had to be transferable. How you do non-transferable away tickets is absolutely nuts. Now that they've changed that, great. No problems. Great. Because, shit, you know me, I'm not doing every game home and away. Sometimes I can't make it. It is what it is.
Are you going to do more this year?
Oh, no, I'm going to try and do a little bit more. I want to do more Euro aways because I missed Road Claw. I missed the whole road to the Champions League, Club World Cup final and everything. So I want to make it up with a few more Euro aways this season. But games I don't make, I always end up giving it to a member anyway. Never do above or nothing like that. So the fact that we can transfer it, if it just means the club are aware of who it's going to, fine. It's fine by me. No complaints.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I think it's going to be a fucking hard season in terms of paying for it all. But hey, that's part of the job, isn't it? That's part of the job. So, listen, man.
Roman era.
Hey, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about Chelsea at the moment, and I'm sure most people watching are as well. Listen, guys, let us know what you think. If you agree or disagree with anything that we've said, are you like Lewis and you've sort of just had to accept these Garnacho rumors, or are you a bit more like me and you think actually this is a good signing, and for 25-30 million, it's a steal. We're basically pulling Man United's pants down. So let us know what you think, guys, and subscribe to Lewis's channel. We'll leave the link down below. And all the best. Enjoy the rest of your day.